So I did have asked the patrons, hey, you guys always want to ask us questions? Now's the time to do it. All right. Harrison asked, whatever happened to the dog Royce had? I remember an episode where you guys had to leave early for a medical emergency because the dog wasn't feeling well. She's doing good. She's sleeping right next to me right now. Right, Tooks?
He's lying. He's lying. I beat that dog to death.
You want to come say hi? No,
out of mercy.
She's dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I mean, I'm not know if we're gonna get to all of them, but okay. So Jason, this question got asked like a bunch of times by a few different people. So this is one that a lot of people want answered. My question would be, how did you guys first meet? How did you first do a project together? What inspired the ROTC name and format? And the name is a bit of genius. Can we pretend this was all a big biographical question? Okay. So, how did we first meet? Well, we both were doing our own. We both were on our own shows, doing our own stuff, you know. And we were on the same internet radio station. This is back in the day before you could stream on YouTube and stuff.
Cringe Humor Radio.
Oh, Cringe Humor Radio was.
That's
so
where
good.
it was. Where we met. It was Cringe Humor Radio,
and then
those guys went on to basically run the stand,
and then lose the radio.
Lose the radio, Edge FM.
Edge FM, we were Edge. So we were doing our own shows on there, and Mike had moved from New York down to Miami. And when he was down there, we used to actually, take little shots at each other when we were doing our own shows. That's the way it was. And when he came down to Miami, he sent me a message. He's like, hey, man, I'm in Miami. You want to meet up? And we went out, and we had a couple beers.
We went to this really fancy, very expensive restaurant called Flanagan's.
Ooh,
fancy.
We got to keep.
I believe it's French.
We got to keep the cups too, the big green cups,
plastic stupid cups.
Yes. The Flanagan cups. Ooh la la. So yeah, we met there, and then the first show that we did together was the Fifth Circle. Mike would hop on to like my Hippo Juice show and all that stuff every once in a while, and we were talking. I'm like, hey man, we should just do our own show. We have good chemistry together. And we started doing the Fifth Circle. And after that, I kept doing my shows. Mike stopped for a bit because he was, working man. And, well, you came up with the name, Mike, if you want to answer that part of the question.
Yeah, I don't know. It just sounded good at the time. I don't know. I think it dates a bit now. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's dating well, but
it's not dating great.
In 2016, it was a cool name. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It was just something that was just like... I was pissed about a couple of things, and then I started getting down some rabbit holes, and then I got kind of fucking spurred out on the culture war shit for a while. And yeah, basically with when MDE got canceled, that was like one of those where I was like, all right, now they're pushing it. And then like, I don't know, I saw that National Geographic cover, like this was like 4 years ago when they were just starting to roll out the like kids stuff. Mm-hmm. And it was like this 6-7-year-old boy girl, I don't want to get in trouble, on the cover of National Geographic. That was like, they were like the new face of the future or whatever. And then that was going on. And then Pizzagate happened. And then like everything I was just like, all right. And then I went like full Trumpsburg. And Royce was like, all right, yeah, we could do like, it was like, let's just do a show where we try to keep that space alive because everybody just kept getting whacked. And, there was no like funny, right? Like the left wing usually does all the comedy and it's all woke garbage. And then the right wing generally just takes itself too seriously and needs to fucking relax and everything. And they just like spread doom porn. So we were like, what if we just did a show where the right wing was like fun and cool?
Yeah. And you're right. And we started doing the show. And I mean, we were just doing the show, man, at the beginning for like maybe 20 people. It was just like friends and whatever, people listening. And then we kind of just took off from there. Not saying that we're huge or anything. Obviously, we're not. But
the truth is we were inspired by Crowder.
Yeah, we were.
We were like, that fucking guy, man. He is
we want to be like him. We want to be like him. And here we are, Mike. Here we are because of him. And as far as that, yeah, the Revenge of the Sith name, Mike and I were talking about it, but we're like, the good thing about it is, and Bali brought it up too, Revenge of this might be dated, but just everyone calls it ROTC now anyway. So that's a good, that's a good name. It's a good name. And also my problem was with the show, whenever you're promoting it to people, what's the name of your show? Revenge of the Cyst. It's always like cyst, like a cyst.
Yeah, you just say ROTC now and people go, wait, so you're like the military, but for middle schoolers?
And I just say yes.
That's us.
That's us. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Bro, we used to fuck with the ROTC kids so much in high school. Did you guys do that growing
Oh
up?
yeah, they were the easiest target.
Yeah, man, those guys were all. We basically helped create future killers.
Oh, I'm
Like,
proud
I
of it
feel
too.
like I should get some sort of like maybe recognition from the military for everything I did to put the screws to those ROTC kids in high school.
Yeah.
They went on to they probably got a lot of confirmed kills. And, I mean, you're welcome, military. You're welcome, America.
We saved this country, Mike.
Yeah, we sent some real cold, stone cold killers to Iraq and Afghanistan post 9/11, thanks to us just, fucking with them all the time, skateboarding through their formations.
The guy that killed actually the guy that killed Bin Laden, SEAL Team 6, that was the guy that went to my high school. I bullied him into doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I went to high school, Chris Kyle, even though those numbers don't match up at all. But sake of this bit, I did, and I was the one that I taught Chris Kyle two things very early on in life: how to shoot a gun and how to lie through his teeth about every accomplishment of his ever.
Well, the same thing happened to me with Pat Tillman. I'm like, man, you're great at football, but you know what be better at? Being dead. And it worked.
Swear to God, yeah. We were at football practice, and I turned to Pat Tillman and I was like, you know what, bro? Don't you want to be like a hero? And then we got all drunk and stoned that night, and I was like, dude, I'm going to join the military. And then me and Pat got all riled up. We were going to join the military, and then I just kind of like woke up late the next day and forgot. But Pat joined. Good for him.
Saving lives, man. Well, actually, taking lives.
And he won medals.
He did. You know what Tillman never won, though? A Super Bowl. All right.
I mean, I know people get mad when we say that, but I'm sorry. But would you rather have Tom Brady's life or Pat Tillman's life?
Tom Brady all day. Are you kidding me?
I want to be drunkenly throwing fucking artifacts off a boat.
Legally. I mean, we could technically do that now, but we would get in trouble.
That man's name was Tony Romo, Nikki Fruloop says. Tony Romo talked Pat Tillman. Yeah, we should join tomorrow, bro.
And then Romo lied and he never joined. No, man, I'm going to be a color commentator. I have bigger plans. I want to be alive.
Yeah, the color commentator for the NFL is a slightly better survival rate.
Yes.